we switch places. Ah! Welcome to the electric chair. Tonight we have Mr. Agitator from V is for Villains.
Woo!
He's also a bagel sometimes, but it's fine.
Sometimes I'm a bagel.
We'll take it. But hey, how's it been going? You just got off of a little like baby tour, right?
We did a little tiny baby tour. We went all the way around. We joined Sarah and the Safe Word. We went on tour with them. We started in Rochester, New York. We ended in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 3 days ago, something like that. But it was a lot of fun. It was a great time. You know, can't complain. Always like going on the road. Always like touring. So
yeah,
There we go.
You miss Nebraska. The fuck?
Oh no, I miss Nebraska. Does anybody really miss Nebraska though?
I'm here. Duh.
Oh well, never. Well, I gotta get to Nebraska.
Just saying.
We're gonna be in Nebraska playing KenPyCon in like a month or two. Pretty sure.
What's it called?
KenPyCon? PyCon? I'm gonna be playing PyCon.
I thought you said hentai. I was like, wait.
I'm gonna be playing.
I want to go.
I'm gonna be playing HentaiCon. I'm gonna be covering my fucking eyes the entire time.
He's walking through like this.
No, I see what I heard. What I misinterpreted was PyCon. Yes, I will be playing PyCon.
It all sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Sure, one's as good as the other, I guess.
That sounds correct though. But yeah, if you're coming to that, then yeah, we'll have to come see you.
Yeah, come hang with us.
I'll put my mask on here. I have a monocle mask. You're welcome.
Oh, that's really good. I like it.
Yeah. Hi, Amber. Hi, CJ. Hello, John. And Zool.
Hi, friends.
Yeah.
There is only Zool.
There is only Zool. So you're the only one that exists in the room, Zool. You're welcome.
Yep.
But if you're new to the show, you can ask questions throughout the entire thing if you think of something. Well, now whether or not Mr. Agitator answers is on him. So,
Wah, wah.
whap, whap. Doing good, CJ. How's it going? So, do you have anything planned for? I mean, besides the con that we just talked about, do you have anything else planned for like next couple months?
Well, in April 1st through 3rd, we're going to be in New Jersey. We're going to be playing Dark Side of the Con. We're going to be playing with Combi Christ, Orgy, Julian K.
Nice.
There are just a million crazy bands on that bill. We're lucky enough to be one of them. It's a complete honor and pleasure. I can't wait to do it. That's hosted by vampirefreaks.com, and they're a great company. The owner's a great guy. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a really good time. And we're going to bring out our A game for that show, pull out all the stops.
And most importantly, I'm going to be there.
And that is the most important part. If you don't show up, I'm not playing.
Like, where's Eric?
I'm out. Drives all the way home.
Fuck this car. I gotta leave. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll just ask you a weird question out of the gate, just because, you know.
I'm ready, baby.
It's you.
I'm ready.
So does pineapple belong on pizza?
Hold on, let me run this through the computer. No, I think it depends on who you are, and I think it depends on your taste. I don't personally see anything wrong with it, as long as your filthy, disgusting pineapple doesn't touch my side of the pizza. Then we're not going to have any problems, are we?
I'm the same way.
But the moment that it grows legs and it walks onto my side of the pizza, I'm going to punch it, and then I'm going to have to punch you. None of that, actually. None of that. No, I don't give a shit.
You'll hit him upside the head with your V is for Villains coffee mug. Just
That's right. That's me standing there going, hey, you do you, baby. I don't know. If that's what you like, go for it.
I'm the same way. I would not order it.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like if it was cold, it would be a different story.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it cold on pizza, but I like it hot on pizza.
No.
But I don't do it with ham. I do it with sausage.
Fuck you! Sausage and pineapple. What is
It's really fucking good.
Oh my god. Everyone's watching, going like,
I'm leaving.
Now that's what I call pizza, volume 7. It's like, oh, well.
You're like changing it up.
You ask the hard-hitting questions, the things that people really want to know.
That's what people want to know, is how you like your pizza.
What the fuck do I put on my pizza other than broken dreams and tears from the show before? Yes.
Not centipedes.
No,
no
we put centipedes all over my pizza.
I'm gonna throw up.
That's me. That's my whole life.
I guess I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Mr. Agitator, how do you like your coffee?
How do I like my coffee? Oh man, so the way I prepare my coffee every morning, the first thing I pull out is our Vias for Villains coffee mug that you can purchase today.
I was like, Gangis has one like right on his desk. There we go.
There it is. And so I like to drink only from coffee mugs and eat only from dishes that have me on it. Because then when I finish my pizza, I'm like, oh, hey, look who it is. It's me. When I finish my coffee, I get to go, you know what? Good for you, guy. And then I put it back without cleaning it. None of that. None of that happens. But the first thing that I do is I get my coffee mug. I use an espresso machine. So I give it a little shot of espresso. Then I just have like normal ground, like whole bean coffee that I grind. And I have like normal coffee. And then I take an inordinate amount of thick, heavy French vanilla creamer. And I put it in my frother and it whips it and heats it. And then, I've got a frothed, delicious coffee treat.
There you go.
That's how I like my coffee.
I love how they're asking me. Coffee is gross.
Coffee is gross. Fair enough.
None.
I bet you're one of those people that puts pineapple in your coffee, aren't you?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I was like, I don't drink coffee, so no.
Just chunks of pineapple floating.
By the time I'm done with it, it's not coffee anymore. It's like sugar milk.
Yeah, same.
No.
Really, let's just be fucking honest. Well, I just want to drink a lot of cream. I want to pretend like I'm an adult, but I just want to drink cream and sugar in the morning.
I have no shame. I'll go to Starbucks and I'm like, can I get a vanilla bean frappuccino, which has literally zero coffee?
I'm the same way. I'm like, can I get a venti white mocha? And they're like, are you a 17-year-old Californian Valley girl? And I'm like, absolutely. Then I pull up and I'm dressed like this. And I'm like, hey, do you want coffee? Yeah.
My favorite part about being like a character is like when you drive in somewhere and people aren't expecting it. When I drive home, I put my left foot on the dashboard and I just wear socks like these, I just wear socks.
Nice.
And so I have my foot on the dashboard and I'm like driving up and they're like, whose foot is that? I'm like, mine? What?
Yeah, it's just a disembodied foot.
They're like, is that safe? I'm like, okay, if Mischief is driving, this is how I have to drive. If I'm normal me, I can drive like a normal person. I don't know.
Anything's safe as long as you don't get hurt doing it.
Exactly.
What do you want? It's
like,
only a crime if you get caught.
No.
What? I don't know anything about getting tickets.
That's what I said. I'm like, nope, not me. Coffee stunts your growth. That's not true because I've never drank coffee and I'm short. So.
Well, I'm not super tall either. I'm like 5'8", 5'9".
Taller than I am.
True, but still, But I still like, I don't know. I don't think coffee had anything to do with that. So you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I was going with that. You're wrong. Don't you dare take my beautiful black tar water away from me. I'm not drinking your
bean water.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just making sure we didn't miss anything over there.
I don't think so.
They like your hat. Where did you get it?
Thank you so much. So my hat it's a company called Tall Toad makes my hats, and they're the greatest. I love them. They've been making my hats for 10 years. A friend of mine actually bought the first hat for me at a convention when I started Villains, and she gave it to me as a gift. And she said, I think that would like work for you. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not really a hat guy because my head's huge. And I put it on. I was like, oh shit, maybe I'm a hat guy. It actually fits my head. So from there on in, I always, oh, Amber, you're never wrong. I love you. From there on, I started ordering from them every time. And now they do my orders custom. And I just say like, hey, I need 2 hats or I need a hat or whatever. And they put like a little sash on for me and stuff. Very sweet, amazing people. They do just incredible work. And if you've ever wanted a Mr. Agitator, if you'd like a Mr. Agitator, You'd like a Mr. Agitator top hat.
Asiago.
You'd like an Asiago. Then you can get in touch with them at Tulsa. They're a great company.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Perfect. All right, Gangis. I know you got a list of them.
I do. I have a large list.
Oh,
A list
God.
of what?
Questions for you.
Oh, okay. I thought I was scared for a second. You were like a list of misdemeanors, a list of felonies.
We pulled up your background check.
Hey, I don't know who that is. That's not me. Interview done. It was great. Go ahead.
All right.
Fire away.
Does a specific time stick out in your mind where you're working on a project or something and you just had technical difficulty after difficulty after difficulty and it seemed impossible to finish?
I've ever played. No, I'm kidding. I would say half of every show I've ever played. I think, there has only been one show that I've ever walked off stage on, and that was about 8 or 9 months ago. That was at CreepyCon in Tennessee. They had a sound system that was not geared for the room that they were in. We couldn't hear anything on stage, like nothing. We were just lost. Maybe we should have brought in-ears for that. I don't know, but I don't think it would have helped the sound in the room. And the sound guy, and I'm putting this as politely as I can because I don't like to, veer off the professional line, was the biggest fucking asshole I've ever met in my life.
Oh,
and I've met people that actually are good at their jobs that are way politer than this guy. He was horrible. He was like yelling at us because we had a sequencer on stage and he thought it shouldn't be that. I'm like, wait, when did you become my manager? You're just here to run the sound.
You're not my dad.
And I kept having to go to him and go like, okay, we need more of this. I'm doing it. But you're not, because if you had done it, I would have it. So they were just, the woman who puts the event together, she was very sweet. I liked her a lot. I'm sad it didn't happen. She had the wrong people hired. They did a horrible job, and they massacred it, not just for us, but for everybody else involved. So, when you start seeing cell phones come up and people are filming things that you're like, I don't want this to exist anywhere ever. Then you're like, hey, it's been fun. 3 songs. Good night. We just kind of left. I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm not doing that. So
why isn't anything working? Well,
God. Matrix? What were you just trying to tell me? That wasn't long enough to read that code or decipher that message. Nick, they're coming to kill you. I was very confused.
I'm dying. Oh
no. So at the end of the day, that show sucked. So I just pulled it, and we ended up at that show was Morgan Dark on keys, and we had the Cerberus on guitar. And the 3 of us just went back up to the room and ordered fancy hotel cheesecake. We just ate cheesecake and hung out all day. That was about it. That was the best part of that show. Yeah, it was cool. It was all right. We got cheesecake. We came all the way to Tennessee for cheesecake.
It's better been the best cheesecake you've ever had. That's right.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I'm serious. It was actually really, really good. But I'm not a big believer in the quit attitude. It has to be really bad for me to walk away.
Oh, I know.
So, I don't think in 20 years of doing shows, I don't think there's ever a show that we haven't completed except for that one. Even the show where I broke my body, we completed it.
Which has happened how many times?
Only once on stage.
Well, I mean, it happened once on stage. I broke my back and my knee at the same time, and I combat crawled to the front of stage. I kept going. Finished out about 5 or 6 songs, handed the mic to my brother. He finished out the rest of it with Veronica Jade, who was our keyboard player at the time. But I was doing Anime Midwest in 2017, and I went to kind of walk into the crowd because they had us singing at opening ceremonies, right? And I went to go down there and sing to the crowd, and I kind of like trip jumped off the stage by mistake, and I fell and went into a full somersault. And I rolled and I popped up in front of a guy and just kept singing. So there's video of me flying through the air going. and then looking like I'm gracefully rolling, like as if I had planned to do a somersault. Surprise! But the truth was, I completely messed up. I fell, and I felt a little pain in my shoulder. I didn't think anything of it. About 4 or 5 months later, my doctor was like, "Yeah, your shoulder's dislocated." And it has been for a while. What did you do? And I was like, well,
funny story.
Right. It's quite a story. And she was like, they always are with you. And I was like, well, I fell off the stage and kind of, but didn't, and gracefully recovered. Well, she was like, you gracefully recovered into a arm right out of its socket. So she took my arm and she popped me back in, and she was like, you grown costume man, get out of here. So,
like, here's a lollipop, go away.
Here's a lollipop. I hope your boo-boo feels better, you little bastard.
Like,
all right, bye.
I feel like my poor chiropractor feels the same way.
Yeah, we're always
did you fall this week? I'm like,
what did you do? Get in here and get on the table, you clown.
Yeah, when he was like, so what do you do for a living? I was like, well, I'm a photographer and a clown. He's like, what do you mean? I was like not the kids party clown, like get people fucked up horror movie clown. He's like,
nice.
Uh-huh. Okay.
One of those. Let me punch you in the back until you feel it. Does the pandemic mask go above or below the villain mask? That's a very good question, Sarah. It goes below the mask, technically. So basically, I just kind of move up under it and then just and I connect it to the ears, and that's it. Pretty easy. It doesn't really bother me. I think it works fine.
It makes you look creepy as hell, though.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Yeah, right. What doesn't happen is people don't know that when I say something weird, I'm joking, because I can't narrate it with my face with a big smile.
Right.
So what happens is I'm just like, I'm like,
you're like, I'm smiling.
Like that time that I was in your mom's room last night. A little bit of a different effect.
And
so
they're like,
yeah, I gotta go.
Like, peace out.
I thought we were friends.
Hey.
Thought we were getting along.
Hello, it's Hazel. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
I feel that though. Mischief used to have a Boston accent until I told someone that they were artistic, and it didn't sound like that.
Oh
no!
And I was like, I gotta quit my job.
I'm out.
I was like, you're so good at drawing. That's what I meant. Yeah. It's like,
oh God.
Shit. All right, up next. Have you ever been so drunk that you asked someone a question about your alter ego?
Wait, have I ever been so drunk that I've asked somebody else a question about Nick Santiago or about Mr.Agitator?
Either way.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't really differentiate that much, right? Like, I feel like this is a more exaggerated version of who I am anyway. Right. Like, people mistake me a lot because in my day-to-day personal life, I wear suits and ties and I'm very dressed up, but like buttoned down, right? Like I look like a very normal, like accountant. That I like a goth accountant that you'd be like, oh, hey, that guy works in a bank, right? I get mistaken for the manager at stores a lot where people walk up and they go, I have a problem with this. I'm like, I don't work here. I just shop here. Goodbye. We were on the road coming back from Tennessee, and I had Morgan Dark with me, and we went in to grab like drinks and stuff from a gas station, and we walked through the door, and the lady working there was like, "Do y'all come from a wedding?" And I was like, "What?" And it took me a minute. What do we come from a wedding? And I was like, "Oh, because I'm wearing a vest and a suit." Oh, I see. I'm
like,
too
that
fancy.
Wedding.
Right, for the Love's gas station at 3 a.m. I see how it is.
You're like, yeah, I'm a party.
What?
I don't know. My hands are tied, so I don't know.
That's terrifying. Yeah, that's what happened. So, like, I don't know if I really ask people about it. I just think it's funny because people kind of assume a certain thing, the first impression you get off. They're like, that guy seems like a really serious guy. And I'm like, Yes.
Like, yeah,
I'm very serious.
And I feel like Gangis only asked that because I have had that happen.
Have
I
you?
drank an entire bottle of Svedka. Why, I don't know. I just did. And I was so drunk that my significant other at the time had to give me a shower, washed my hair with only shampoo, not conditioner. And then when we got into bed, I said, "Did Mischief make it home okay?"
Oh,
He's
she's
like,
somewhere.
He's like, "Shut the fuck up and go to sleep."
Hey, stop.
He's like, "Ah, you are way too drunk to be awake. Stop
Yeah,
talking."
you are. Yeah, you are. I don't know. So no, I've never confused one or the other. I know they're both me. You know, whatever me is. Soup, the original or imposter? The answer is always original, never imposter soup. All right, next. You guys are good. I'll explain that later.
There we go. We've got some rock fingers in the comments.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was a peace sign. I was like,
Other way.
90s are back.
All right. Why did you decide to remaster Villains Never Die? Like, why that one in particular?
Well, there are a couple of reasons. One is because we've been working on a version of Evolve or Die for a while that was supposed to be a deluxe version, and it kind of molded into something else. And I'm still working on it. It's almost done. But I went back to Villains Never Die. Once we did the pink edition, I don't know. There was just something in it that I heard. I was like, it's a little overly compressed at times. It's just my own criticism for myself as the mastering engineer, where I was like, I'd do this a little differently now. Not much. I didn't really remix it. I just remastered all of it because I felt like I could get a little something a little cleaner, a little better out of it. And I kind of like the idea of having different versions. It's like if we're going to repress it and we're going to, put the finances into having it mastered or having it pressed and into putting it on Spotify and all that stuff. And typically you're going to master differently for Spotify and everything than you are on a CD anyway. So I was kind of already in that zone and doing it. And I said, I'm just going to go back and remaster all of it. Might as well. Sense. So I did. And I personally like it better. I think it turned out better.
Agreed. I was listening to that damn album constantly, and then you remaster it, and I'm like, oh, that's even better.
Right. A lot of stuff. There were a lot of sounds. There were a lot of things that were getting lost in the original master.
Yeah, there definitely was.
Yeah, so the original master a little bit smoother in spots here and there, but at a cost. And I didn't like the cost. So
right.
I went back and I decided to correct it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So any reason you picked the 80s for your album that just came out?
Well, remember the good old 1980s?
Well, yeah.
When things were so uncomplicated?
Agreed.
I wish I could go back there again.
And everything could be the same?
Yes. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, we were in the pandemic, right? We were all there, and that's when I started working on this album, like, really heavy. I just want to do something fun. Honestly, I could come up with a million cool explanations or reasons. They'd all be bullshit. The truth is, I started thinking about it, and I was like, maybe when we come back and people are ready to go back and have entertainment again and, be open to being around other people again, people are going to want to have fun. Our dark material, our originals, that's fun stuff too. And I still like playing. We played it on tour also. We'll never abandon our originals in our catalog. Of course not. We're not a cover band. We never will be. But it is a lot of fun. It does get people moving, and it helps them forget their problems for an hour. Those songs are universal. When we just did West Chicago Social Club in West Chicago, we were there. It was last Friday. We're on stage, and the thing that I saw as I was looking out at the crowd, all the people there were kids that were 10 to 12 years old singing those songs. There were teenagers singing those songs. There were 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 60 and above. Like, those songs are pretty universal. My point was not, the challenge for me didn't come in, can we do this? It was, can we do it and make it sound like it's our own? And make it feel like it lives next to any of those original songs in the set. If we can make them feel like they live together, then we're doing our job the right way. And that was the impetus behind that. Was like, let's get out of the bleak, dark, mode for a little bit. I've written a lot of songs about the human condition, about sex, about the end of the world, about all of these things that I tend to write about a lot. Manipulation, relationships, let's do something that's just going to be fun for the pure sake of fun. And if we can bring our own little dark flavor to it, all the better. So
you definitely succeeded.
Thank you.
Not answering that, David.
Not answering that question. Steph,
Nope.
what up?
Hey,
What
Stephanie.
question? I didn't see it.
That's
I'll
okay.
text it
Don't
to
worry
you.
about it.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm scared.
The question
what
I've
that was.
answered 80 bajillion times in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knows how to read.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So, how did you finalize your track listing? Because there's so many good songs out of the '80s. Like, how did you pick and choose which ones to include?
And I got to be honest, for every song on that album, there are 2 more that you haven't heard. We did about 30 or 40 covers. There were a lot of songs from the 70s, 60s, 80s. There's House of the Rising Sun, Ballroom Blitz. There was Paint It Black, Pressure. Like we just Cars by Gary Newman. There was, I'm working on Obsession right now. There are so many tracks that we didn't get to for this album, which is why we prefaced it by saying Volume 1. Because at some point we plan on releasing those, and we're even talking about just doing a Steal the 80s, Steal the 90s, Steal the 60s, Steal the 50s, whatever era. Because it's kind of a fun concept. We enjoy doing it, but I'm pretty sure that in between these, I'll bang out an original album. And I've already started working on it now. So
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing there. Yeah. Okay.
I gotta get the non-party pigtail to figure it the fuck out.
Get that party pigtail. Make it work.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. Are you there we go.
Explain the conclusion. Oh, okay. So the conclusion was a song that I wrote for Digital Mindy. It was one of the last Digital Mindy songs that I wrote. Digital Mindy was my first band. I started it when I was 15. I broke my back the first time. I needed something to do. So I started writing music. And everything grew from there. But so the conclusion came about, I think it was the first of the last 2. It was basically me kind of looking into the future and predicting where we were going to sit around now. The same way that I did with The Message, which is a V is for Villain song. It feels like a follow-up to that song in a way, where I said that our society was going to be overrun by social media and this concept of likes and followers, to the point that if the world was ending around us, we could all be in the end of the world party and nobody would care or notice. They'd be too busy talking about it or blogging about it or making memes of it or whatever. So, I felt like it was very much about media control and bias. And it was one of the last 2 songs. The very last song that I wrote for Digital Mindy was called Meet Mr. Agitator, which is strange because then I ended up taking the name later. That was absolutely not a calculated effort. It just rolled that way. So there you go.
There we go.
That's all I
got. Are you working on any music videos?
We are actually. I'm working with a couple of people right now. We're putting some stuff together. We filmed a lot of stuff while we were on the road, some of which may make it into a couple of videos in the future. That was one of the big things. We were constantly filming everything we were doing and posting stuff and getting cool pictures and hot takes. I think, we're talking about doing some of the 80s music videos, but I kind of want to go back to, I don't feel like there's any reason why we can't make videos for things from Evolve or Die, Murder in the Art, and Villains Never Die. So there's a good possibility that those will come to fruition coming up here very shortly.
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome.
What are we drinking?
Coffee.
It's a great question. Yeah, I've got Halloween kitty coffee.
I've got
Mr. Agitator coffee.
Sprite and Black Velvet is what I'm drinking.
Beautiful.
Because why the fuck not?
Because why the fuck not, my friends?
All right. You just mentioned, you studied digital Mindy when you were 15. How long has music been your full-time job? Did you, work some shitty teenage crap jobs or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know if and this is, it's going to sound like a diplomatic answer, but I don't know if I believe anything I ever did was a crap job. And the reason I say that is because I learned something from every job I ever took that I then applied to music in some way or my passions. I feel like real world life is the best educator that you can have. And I feel like, I applied a lot of the sales techniques or different things that I learned at a lot of these different jobs when I was younger to music and to thinking about it like a business and like a job.
Mhm.
Of course, I'm passionate about it. Of course, I love it, but it is also very much a job. I've been doing villains and doing this full time for about 10 years. So it wasn't long after I started villains that I started doing it full time. I had some jobs when I was younger, and that's all fine. It was a good time. I don't have anything against any of it.
Right.
And I've had times where I've gone and done day job stuff in the middle of villains because I just needed to do something normal for a while. Like it gets very taxing being out on the road. It gets very taxing, but it's an experience unlike any other. And I love traveling. I love playing. It's actually harder for me to do the 9 to 5 sit down thing. It's just, I think I'm a little too hyper for that. I just want to go and do everything and see things. And for me, life is for the living. And I think you've got to go out there and make experiences and share experiences with people you love and care about. I think that's the most important thing you can do in life. So, to me, I know I'm not going to find that increasing somebody's bottom line at a cubicle. But I also think that, you have to eat, you have to take care of yourself. And I don't think there's any job in this world that's beneath me at all. I think it's just a matter of, does it fit? Does it fit for me? I'm a musician today. I may not be a musician tomorrow. I don't know what life holds. I'm just walking around doing stuff. Mr. Agitator 2024.
Right. There you go.
Just walk around and do stuff.
We'll start campaigning now.
That's my platform. I'm gonna walk around and do things.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Also, I think that you still owe me a pajama party. Just saying.
You do.
Done. Bring your ass over here. Let's do those pajamas. Let's do those pajama parties. I'm in, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I got
I'll wear my smoking jacket and my hat and my mask. Yeah, I'm in.
We're all just sitting around a fire in our masks.
It's gonna get real weird real fast.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay.
He's also excited.
Scaring me every time.
No.
Hey, they owe me royalties for that laugh. Come on, that's my laugh. They stole it.
Yes, I stole it.
I was like, where is he? There you go.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
Can you describe your songwriting process?
No.
Okay.
That'd be the worst interview in the world, wouldn't it? Hey, so what? No. Who are you? No one.
No.
What did you do?
No.
Nothing.
I think it'd be interesting, honestly. That's just me, though.
Okay, no. So the songwriting process, my process varies, but it's usually that I write all the music first. Because if you hear anything on the album, it's 99% written, created by me and performed by me. Then I'll have like John or Steven come in and do guitar. On the 80s album, we had Steven and John do guitar. We had Sarah Cornell do keys, like extra keys.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of the programming, recording, mixing, and mastering was me. And I do all the female vocals and male vocals typically. So, I think my process is to write the thing. Usually when I'm songwriting, I usually like to record and write all the music. Then I go back, I figure out what the song is about or what it's making me feel. And then I write the lyrics and then I track it. And that's usually the process. Then I'll go into mixing and mastering, which will take months for group of songs. For some of the songs, like I'd like to try and push my boundaries a little bit more now. Like Welcome to the Circus is kind of interesting, which is on Villains Never Die, because that song had no music. I wrote all the lyrics and the vocals, and I tracked everything that you heard with no music, no drums, no vocals, or no guitar, nothing. No, just vocals. I just wanted to see if I could do it a different way. And it worked. I thought it worked pretty well. So, all I did was I put a click track on, something that in my ear would give me a tick, 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 tock, tick, 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 tock. And then I started, just riffing and making stuff up, well, that's okay as long as you pay, and in my mind, I'm kind of hearing music. Oh, okay. Maybe it'd be like a slow, like creepy, lurching beat,
right?
Something that would sound seedy and shady, something that would be in Nightmare Alley or something, So I'm kind of like sitting there going like, okay, yeah, I can jam that. And then afterwards I went back and I wrote all the music with the vocals there, which I've never done before. So that was kind of an interesting and fun process. I did something similar for Villains Never Die, the song, which was also interesting because I kind of unveiled itself as a new form of writing. Sometimes I like to just sit down at the keyboard and bang out a piano line until, it makes sense or it feels good to me. Like Sad Hit Song was very much like that. Violet Shade was very much played on piano first, and then I kind of figured it out as I was playing it and singing it. I don't know how to read or write music at all. I don't know anything about music theory. I just play and do things until it feels right and it makes sense to me, kind of like solving a puzzle or playing a game. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you could collaborate with any artist, who would you pick?
Oh, Jesus. That's really tough. Any artist. Broke my head.
It's Shakira.
I mean, it's Shakira, yeah. Whatever. Like, that's what I've always wanted.
Yes.
There and you'll be here. I'm like, I will be here. If I could collaborate with any artist, I mean, I'm gonna go with the stupid easy answer and say probably Trent Reznor. I've always been a big fan of Nine Inch Nails. I grew up loving Nine Inch Nails, listening to Nine Inch Nails. I saw them live in New Orleans in 2000. It was like one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. But I don't know, maybe not, because then I kind of come from that similar world of synth writing and stuff like that. So I don't know, what would you really need two of that guy in the same thing? Like, it's just more of the same. What would end up happening there?
I mean, you did a badass cover of Closer. That'd be cool if you're able, do it together with Nine Inch Nails. That'd be
way cooler. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Why did I not know this?
I'm gonna go call Trent and ask him.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So probably, I mean, I think I would probably be more interested in working with somebody like Danny Elfman or Hans Zimmer.
Oh yeah.
That could be awesome.
Because I'm a big movie score fan and I love film scores, and I always have. I grew up listening to film scores, and having that narration in my mind allowed me to paint pictures with music and allowed me to understand the dichotomy of sound. And I think, I'd probably much like to work with a composer, because I think they could bring something to the table that I'm not doing, or, be interesting collaboration. Or somebody like completely off the map, like Ariana Grande or something like that. I would love to do that. Kesha, right. Somebody who's just so off brand with what I do that it would be like, and who knows, maybe it'd be beautiful. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for those artists and for the things that they do too, so I think they're smart people. I just think it'd be interesting to see what would come out. Oh, well, you have a great night. It was great meeting you. I love you.
All right.
All right.
I suppose we should probably run a commercial here at some point, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, probably. We're like 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
Sponsors are coming after me.
Yeah, legit. Check out this word from our sponsor at Dezea's Creep Shop.
Hey. So that was a word
Well, hi.
from Zaya's Creep Chop, which I'm wearing one of her shirts right now. It says, "No, you hang
Hi.
up first."
I'm wearing the Krampus.
They're so
It looks
comfy.
really cool. I like it.
Those dolls she like paints by hand, like creepy ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bitching. I like that a lot. I like that.
I wish I could say that was my
And
job.
I like it.
I paint baby dolls to be weird.
It can be. It can be your job if you want.
It could be my
Anything
job.
can be your job.
Zaya's way
Baby
better
dolls.
at it. Amber said, "How about in this moment?"
Ooh,
That
yeah.
chick is badass. Yeah, I actually really, really like In This Moment a lot.
Mhm.
I like what they do. I like their songs, but I like that she as a vocalist
Mhm.
has such an incredible characterization. The character
Yeah.
she plays vocally is really interesting to me.
Mhm.
She's kind of like got this, I'm a cross between a woman and a Jessica Rabbit who's so
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
never quite like you know what I'm saying? Like so she's got this incredible like tonality and character in her voice, and then she just fucking shreds, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because then she's
Mhm.
got that like supersonic scream that's great. You can definitely tell
Mhm.
she has to be trained. She has some
Oh,
sort
for
of
sure.
training,
Oh, for
and
sure.
she's really good at what she does.
She would be out of the
So,
game
you know,
if it wasn't.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, when you hear certain things and you're like, yeah, you're trained. You're doing nasal. I hear you. I got you.
Good.
So no, I really like her characterization. I like what she brings to the table, and I think they're a great band. I was actually listening to their stuff a lot on the ride on the tour. We were jamming a lot of it In This Moment in the car. So I think the girls love it. You know, so the girl not like the girls as in baseline. Oh, the kids these days, they love it.
The girls love it.
Oh, you know, the girls, they love it In This Moment. You know, no, no, I was talking about our keyboard players. I think they really like In This Moment too.
Yeah.
Those the girls.
Those girls. Not just girls in general, just those.
Just all of them.
Yeah. Oh,
Shut up. You love it.
you're a girl, you like In This Moment.
You a girl? That's right. I got an In This
I'll
Moment
force
shirt for
you
you.
to.
It's not weird.
No. What is your favorite tour snack? Do you have like something like super specific that you're like, I'm on tour, I gotta eat this?
Women, no. I think. What are you talking about, baby? I am a tour snack. I think it's okay if you beat me to death after this. Probably do the world some good to get me out of it. I don't know. I'm a big fan of combos. I really like. I've been turned on to the little cheese sandwiches, little cheese crackers.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like little sandwich crackers with cheese in the middle. Like, those are good. Although I did get some that were like Dorito flavored cheese, I guess. The nastiest fucking things I've ever eaten.
No, no.
Whew. And you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. That was pretty fucking nasty. So yeah, I like the I don't know, I like tour snacks. I like combos. Combos are a meal when you're on tour.
That
you're
and
starving
like
and broke.
beef jerky sticks that are definitely not meat
Oh yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
We definitely did teriyaki beef jerky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was fun. Yeah. But really, we ate pretty well. We like going to restaurants and stuff. Like we went to the Mad Hatter in Rochester. That place was amazing. It was beautiful. The staff was so friendly. The food was incredible, So that was very cool. And I was dressed like the Mad Hatter, clearly. I walked in, I was like, where's my table?
You're like, my table.
Excuse me. And they're like, oh.
I'm not sure why we have rainbows, but blue cheese is nasty.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Blue cheese.
I'm not sure why it's
gross.
rainbow, cool face, fire.
Or what blue cheese has to do with anything, but okay.
I think they have blue cheese combos. I think that's why she said that.
Oh, yeah, that's not why.
But who would be like,
blue
cheese combo?
Yeah.
I don't know. I said I put my bag of blue cheese combos away.
He's like,
what? Yeah.
Them.
Would be a real idiot.
I like the pizza ones. The pizza combos are good.
Yeah.
I'm just like rolling. And then we did an interview. We talked about combos.
Because we're all fat kids on the inside.
Oh, yeah. I'm a fat kid on the outside, too.
Same.
Hey.
I feel it. Especially on tour. I feel like you just eat like shit.
Yeah, you got to eat whatever the fuck you can. You got a
For real.
dumpsters, you know?
When you're like, I know that McDonald's hurts my tummy, but it's 3 a.m. So
McDonald's, what are you, a king? Are you a queen? What the fuck are you talking about? They're like, Nick, we're hungry. Go into the dumpster like a real musician. Nick, there's nowhere to sleep. Go out behind the bar.
I don't know. I just find like random shit whenever we go anywhere. We went to somewhere in Florida and we wanted wings. So I just typed in like best wings near me. So we went to the, whoever had the highest rating. And we get there and they're like, here's our menu, which is like this long. They got like 4 flavors. And they're like, we also have water or Kool-Aid on tap. I was like,
Kool-Aid on tap.
What?
Oh,
I was like,
it's
I
a
definitely
heaven
want
on earth.
Kool-Aid. They're like, what? Which
Kool-Aid
flavor?
on
I
tap.
was like, purple? I don't know. I was like, Kool-Aid on tap? Where? Where is the Kool-Aid on tap? I want to see it.
May I have some of your finest Kool-Aid? Your
was
finest
dying.
draft Kool-Aid. please.
Best fucking Kool-Aid I've ever had in my life.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
Wish you had
my
something
It was like in
else.
Pensacola, Florida, somewhere.
Amazing.
Yes, there's blue cheese. Ick.
Oh, bleh. I'm good.
Yep.
Gonna throw up.
I'm gonna throw
I'm
it.
good. Yeah, don't need it.
What is your
Don't need it.
favorite music venue that you've played at?
Jesus, that's. I like that you were like, yeah, I asked it. Gotta move the party pigtail.
Yeah,
you
because
know-
that's the only one that's with it.
Yeah.
It's time to party. I don't know. I mean, okay, so we played a lot of great venues. We played a lot of amazing places. It's kind of hard to narrow it down. I can give you a list of a few that I really like. Of course, House of Blues in Chicago is a great room. It sounds great. It looks great. The Metro in Chicago sounds great, looks great. The Bottom Lounge in Chicago sounds great, looks great. We just played one of the coolest places we've ever played, and that was the West Side Bowling Alley in Ohio.
Very
Youngstown.
cool.
I believe it was Youngstown.
Yeah.
It was the coolest fucking room I've ever been in. It sounded amazing. It looked amazing. The staff were the kindest people I've ever met. You know, we got to bowl for free all night. Come on.
Nothing wrong with
They
that.
had a used CD and cassette store inside of the bowling alley. Like
That
with all
is
these
really cool.
vinyls and all these cassettes. They had a downstairs area that had like bunks. It was like really cool. They had arcades. They had like, I was like, I want to live here. And the guy, the owner, he was like, well, you know, you should have told me you're coming through. I would have let you sleep here tonight. I would have let you I was like, what? I want to be Phantom of the Bowling Alley. I'll never leave.
Right.
Our Superstar played there on tour last year. It was amazing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if you've been there, it's such a cool room. It's a cool place, and it's run by the coolest people. And I can't say enough kind or polite things about it. We're already talking to them about going back there, maybe doing a big Halloween show or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So I may do that. Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. All right. Can you try to like briefly explain your story concept? 'Cause I know each album has like a story and all kind of interconnected, and it's a little confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing because it's truncated and it's whatever we decide. I think when we first started the band, we were a little bit more concerned and focused on the idea of fictitious band lore.
Mhm.
Then I started realizing that my real life story was probably more interesting than anything I could make up and probably more unbelievable. So we kind of started
fair.
veering a little bit away from it. But every album certainly has its own theme or its own ideas behind it. Like Evolve or Die is very much about relationships. It's very much about relationships and how you can only know what people tell you, right? None of us can get into our partner's heads. The way that I write, that's a little, maybe it throws people off sometimes, is I don't always write from my perspective. And I think people can misconstrue that sometimes. Like a song like Broken Doll.
Right.
You know, they'll be like, well, that's very misogynistic. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. That whoever that guy is an asshole. You know, and they're like, yeah, but you're singing it, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not about me.
Right.
It's the interpretation of somebody manipulating somebody else, and also whoever said it was a guy. You know, we don't know who our narrator is. We just know that they're vindictive. And I think that way when I write. I think about it as each song is a short film or a short Twilight Zone episode, its own little tale of terror. I don't really think about them as like, oh, this is my thought. These are my thoughts and feelings. Black Swan Love Song is very much about stigmatic lovers, you know, caught in what is a black swan event. You know, a moment where one of them gets cut and the other one, it manifests on them. So, you know, that was an interesting
cool concept
idea.
too. I love that song.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And like that's always been my thing is like, you know, where can we push it? 4 a.m. on Villains Never Die is about a renegade group of Israeli female special forces soldiers that run around and everything's a double entendre versus doing shots or doing shots. So they're like, you know, everything is about either clubbing or killing guys in the desert for fun. So, you know, there are definitely different, right? So clearly I'm playing a character when I'm singing certain things like, well, maybe if we're lucky, we'll come back home alive. Like, that's not me. That's not my voice, clearly. I'm doing a character voice. But I think, you know, if you are able to detach your mind from the concept of, well, this is Mr. Agitator or Nick Santiago singing this to me about his thoughts, if you really listen to the songs, they can take you places, you know, because I definitely put a lot of thought into the writing and what we're saying of the lyrics. So, you know, I don't know. I think Evolve or Die was very much about relationships and about the manipulative relationship that we all kind of end up in at some point. We don't realize it's manipulative. It seems great. And then, you know, but it's also about, it's a relationship between two people. It's a relationship between work. It's a relationship between yourself. Like, I think Evolve or Die, the song is very much about a girl learning to touch herself, which, why? I don't know. It just came to mind. But it's also kind of put through the lens of a metaphor of a butterfly. You know, like you've got to break through this strange chrysalis to get to a place where you're able to become who you're supposed to be. And I think sexual advancement is a part of that. Sexual identity can be a part of that for people. So just the concept or the idea of that was interesting to me, you know. Just like kind of this idea that most people, I guess, get off on their own. And if they do, there had to be a time where they figured out how. If we just don't remember. It's weird. You know, I don't know. So that kind of was in my mind and kicking around in there. So like, I think, you know, every song kind of has its own meaning. Murder in the Art, the album, was very much a concept album about parallel universes. The idea of a Mr. Agitator in one, which would be me, a Mr. Violator in another, that would be an extreme bad version of me. Right. And it was very much about how taking that concept from the conclusion, the Digital Mindy song, and wrapping it around about how society was going to degrade in the 2020s. And I think we were kind of right. Because I wrote that album in 2013 is when I started writing it anyway. And I kind of looked forward and said, yeah, the 2020s are going to be hell. They're going to be absolute hell if this isn't any indicator where it's going. And, you know, it was very much
it. It's your fault.
It's my fault. I called it. Well, that's not. There are certain things in that song that, if you listen to it, the message, the first song off Murder in the Art, it's eerie. How close we got, actually. You know, it was very much about this idea that you burn anyone who doesn't agree with you. Social justice crusaders become real life crusaders, become vigilantes. Censorship in full swing. Do not say something I don't like, or you have to be destroyed. You know, all of these concepts that, let's break it down to the simplest form. The American political infrastructure, both of them have their extremists, both sides, and they're both wrong. You know, there's no common middle ground. Well, there is a common middle ground. And I feel like most of us stand in that common middle ground. And I think most of us get attacked and kind of like, you know, are made to answer for the misdeeds of our peers. And that was kind of what that song was really about, and how social media was going to try to censor memes. They're going to use memes and different little bite-sized nuggets of information to control your thought process. And, you know, it was just something that was kicking in my brain at the time because I was watching it unfold in front of me with the rise and advent of Facebook, YouTube, all of the social media becoming more regulated and controlled. So that's really what that concept album is more so about from start to finish. It's about the end of the world, you know, and I think then the world ends at the end of the thing and at the end of the album. And, you know, we kill ourselves before the world could naturally end. So, you know, I could see that happening because people are weird. They get crazy. They get scared. Yeah. And then it's kind of interesting. The whole thing is a time loop. It's about time travel, time loop. So if you put the album on repeat, it will forever loop back into the beginning of the message. So it forever loops, and the sounds were designed to cut and connect in an endless time loop. If you are to put the song Goodnight Life on repeat on its own, it will also forever loop into itself. So
I didn't notice
tidbit
that.
If you ever want to try it.
I didn't notice that. I put the whole album on loop many times, but I never. That's interesting.
Listen closely, and it's designed to forever circle itself because it's a time loop.
No, I can totally hear that. Yeah, you're right.
Created. Yeah.
Genghis is like, I know what I'm doing later.
And I'm gonna investigate this, sir. You lied to me.
You lied to me.
You put Goodnight Life on repeat on its own, it also loops. So yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah. So I think Villains Never Die as a concept was very much, you know, about rejuvenation. It was, in my opinion, or about identity and a sense of self. You know, you have songs like Sad Hit Song that talk about the nature of self-created identity and how that can really destroy somebody when they become popular or famous, or people really start liking your work. Then the pressure ups with the ante, and people start to kind of like question, like, well, why do these people like Chester Bennington end up where they end up? You know, and it's like, well, because you think it's awesome being Chester Bennington, but it's not. Right. That's a really hard life. Being a performer is not easy. And, you know, it's hard for me to manage this. You know, I couldn't imagine not being able to take it off and be a normal person, you know. Like, that's a really tough normal thing.
Person.
Yes. No. That's how I do my dish.
Up for interpretation.
Oh no!
Oh, there you are. Hey, I'm back.
Welcome
back. That was my answer to you.
It's
up you ever normal?
No. Awesome. Well, so we are at the hour mark, which means it is final thoughts and shameless plug. So, what are your final thoughts? And then plug the shit out of yourself.
Final thoughts are, thank you for having me. I'm really happy that we got to do this and we got to chat and connect. I'm glad I got to talk to all of you out there. It's always a pleasure to see you. We are, of course, V is for Villains. I am, of course, Mr. Agitator. Steal the 80s being shipped to us right now. Should be here any day. And then we're going to send out all of the albums for the pre-sales. But still, pre-sell, pre-buy. There's still time. There's still time for you to get it. It's going to be at a lower cost while we pre-sell it. And then when we have the albums in hand and we start selling at the booth and selling online, the physical copies is going to go up a little bit because we've got to make up that licensing cost, baby. Woo! That was one expensive album.
I bet it was.
I bet it was.
Oh, it was. Anytime you do covers, whoa. But, you know, yeah, it's all set. It's ready to go. I'm excited about it. We're going to be doing Dark Side of the Con in April. We're going to be at Anime Midwest. We're going to be at Anime Magic. We've got a lot to do. It's going to be a hopping year, man. It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you pre-buy, Mr. Agitator will kiss your CD. You'll never know, but
That's
he'll
right,
kiss
baby.
your CD.
It's going to happen.
Thank you guys for joining.
Definitely order a copy. It's amazing.
Thank you,
I was
my
lucky
friends.
I got to hear it. Check it out. Check out my review of it. It's great.
Have a good night. Bye. Love you.